KPAC. I'm joined by Dr. Blair Davison for another edition of Morning Rounds. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're talking about carbon monoxide. So first, general question, what is carbon monoxide?
So carbon monoxide is an odorless, colorless gas, and it can kill you.
Right.
It is produced from combustion fume, or it's found in combustion fumes that are produced by things that burn fuel. So lots of different things.
Right.
Cars, stoves, lanterns, generators.
Why is carbon monoxide dangerous?
So hemoglobin is the molecule that carries oxygen in our blood. And what happens is hemoglobin picks up oxygen from the lungs and then distributes it to all the important places like our brain and our heart. But when we're exposed to carbon monoxide, hemoglobin picks up carbon monoxide, and carbon monoxide won't shake off of hemoglobin. So then oxygen can't get to the places it needs to go.
So where does carbon monoxide come from?
So as I was saying, it's in the fumes from things that burn fuel. So think about all the things that we have, cars, lanterns, stoves, gas ovens, really so many different things, fireplaces, gas ranges, small engines, so lawnmowers, anything like that.
What are some of the symptoms?
Well, the symptoms are pretty nonspecific, but things like headache, dizziness, weakness, confusion, upset stomach, vomiting. But what is really tricky about this is when you think about especially wintertime, and if people are in a hardship situation, maybe utilities are out, right, and they do something like open up their oven to heat the house. The problem can be is that you get very vulnerable when you're sleeping or if you've had a few drinks because it's odorless, colorless. You just don't know what's happening.
So what can you do to decrease, eliminate the exposure to this?
Well, one of the first things to do is make sure that your home has a carbon monoxide detector, and it should be battery operated. And then also, common sense goes a long way here. So for instance, if you're ice fishing and your shack is cold, it needs to be well ventilated as also. If we do get into a situation where we have utilities fail because of a winter storm, that's not the time to bring your generator indoors.
Right.
You really need to be mindful of good ventilation. And also make sure that you get your furnace checked out, you get any gas appliances checked out. Your chimney also, you need to be cleaning that. And don't do the home repair here unless you know what you're doing. So don't fix your ventilation system with duct tape or gum or things like that.
No, gum probably not a good idea.
No.
Well, if you are exposed and you know that you are, what can you do?
So the first thing is to try and get to some fresh air. That is really important. If you come across someone who is not responsive and you're considering carbon monoxide poisoning, get them to fresh air and then get them to emergency care because there is treatment, but it's specialized treatment.
All right, well, thank you for joining us here on this edition of Morning Rounds. If you have any questions you'd like us to answer, you can just email them right to us, morningrounds@kpax.com.